We chose Levy because it's regarded as the pinnacle of Picasso's blue period and has a pretty dark story behind it. Picasso's friend Carlos Castellanos killed himself after attempting to shoot a girl who rejected him, and that kind of adds like a layer of tragedy and moral complexity to the painting. And it also draws up questions on Picasso's choice to showcase Carlos with the lover in the painting.
My name is Christian Sboray. The painting we chose to do is the La Vie by Pablo Picasso. The element I am focusing on is space. In this painting, space is used to press the figures together, creating a claustrophobic setting that causes the viewer to feel an emotional confinement. The figures in the back of the painting are curled inward, evoking a feeling of being trapped. The little amount of space amplifies this feeling. The vertical scale of the canvas, measuring 6 feet, further contributes to the theme of claustrophobia by towering over the viewer and amplifying the weight of this scene. This painting also captures how life's responsibilities may be too much weight to be carried alone. The curled up figures seem to hide from the world, embodying the retreat many feel under such pressure. I felt a personal connection to this painting because it relates to my journey through complex relationships, as well as how certain relationships can make you feel confined and unseen.
My name is Nikita Nitkin. The formal element I have chosen is light and value. In his work, light and value are used not just for form, but to convey deep emotional and psychological tension, where muted blues and soft shadows create a somber, almost oppressive atmosphere. Light gently outlines the figures but never fully reveals them. There is a quiet darkness, a lack of clarity, as if truth itself is hidden in the shadows. The limited value range flattens the space, making the scene feel dreamlike or even trapped. As a criminal justice student, this speaks to me on a deeper level. In the justice system, we often search for clarity in murky, complex situations. La Vie reminds me of the emotional weight behind every case, where pain, guilt, and loss are not always visible under direct light. It reflects the human side of justice, where not everything is black and white.
My name is Suriyah Saravanan, a junior at FAU studying MIS. La Vie from 1903. The formal element that I chose is line. In visual art, line is one of the most fundamental elements. It refers to the path created by a moving point. Lines can vary in length, width, direction, and flow. What stands out to me about this painting is how Picasso uses soft, flowing lines to create a sense of connection and separation at the same time. The gentle, continuous lines outline the figures in a way that feels both calm and distant, almost like the characters are emotionally present but physically disconnected. I personally connect with this use of line because it reminds me of how I approach problem solving and planning, especially as an MIS student. In both text systems and real life, lines, whether they're pathways, diagrams, flowcharts, or even conversation threads, are how we map connection and make sense of things. Like the figures in the painting, people and systems can seem linked on the surface, but deeper connections aren't always as simple or visible.
Hi, my name is Kian Shimazaki. I'm a pre-business finance major, class of 2028. And the formal element of art that I'll be analyzing is shape. In La Vie, Picasso used natural shapes to depict the human figures. Their bodies, faces, and gestures are soft and realistic, which adds emotional depth. The shapes are elongated and slightly distorted, especially in their posture, showing feelings of sadness and tension. On the left, the man and woman are shaped close and curved, physically near each other, but their body language shows distance. The shapes of their arms and shoulders are slouched, adding to the melancholy mood. On the right, the shapes of the mother and child are rounder and more protective. The contrast in shape, narrow and round versus soft and curved, reflects emotional tension between intimacy, grief, and care. The formal element shape relates to my major because in finance and business, shapes are more than just visuals. Shapes and logos can influence how consumers feel about a product or about a business. The contrast between the two figures in the painting remind me of making business decisions, because in business you're trying to make the most efficient decision to make your business prosper.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Seepaul. I'm a second year at FAU studying physics. The color in La Vie is dull, and nearly the entire painting is comprised of shades in blue and blue-green. This is one of the most characteristic paintings of Picasso's blue period. There's a visible contrast between the rare couple and the robed woman in blue, emphasizing their vulnerability and creating a barrier between the two. The crouching figure in the middle is shrouded in a darker shade of blue, maybe alluding to death and grief, since the painting was made after the suicide of Picasso's good friend, Carlos Castellanos. The use of oil makes the surface of the painting rough and layered, though the couple are painted in a way which simulates a smooth texture. This contrast further emphasizes the couple's vulnerability. As you see here, the surface of the painting is rather rough, and the skin of the man is pretty smooth, as well in his entire shape. As someone who's lost a loved one, I can really relate to the depth of sorrow Picasso shows in La Vie, as well as the seeming dullness of life while you're grieving for someone you lost.